supposed to be this great emo goth show that had like Fall Out Boy, Matchbox 46.
Yeah, keep them over down. All the people.
Yeah,
Dynamite.
But what other tea do you bring for us, Keisha?
All right, so number B, Coachella. So everybody knows, like, the world is reopening. We are trying to live our best lives and get back to some sense of normalcy. So Coachella has decided to say off with their heads with COVID protocols, meaning no vaccination status required. You don't have to show a negative test there, and you're not required to wear a mask. Now, if y'all know anything about Coachella, it is probably one of, if not the biggest musical festivals ever put together. Mm. So that's over like 200,000 people side by side, bossed up on top of each other, you name it. No COVID protocols whatsoever.
And what
can we say super spreader?
I remember when I went to the Warped Tour in Chicago, right? That was a big ass concert for me. That was a big word for Elmo. And the thing that's crazy to me, Vasane Venega, that's a big word for Elmo. It's just crazy to me how like we get an inch out of this pandemic and we throw ourselves a mile back into it. Yep. Like what's wrong with it's at least because strongly suggesting mask is better than not even just enforcing it. At least having like some strong, because there are people who still, this pandemic can still rampage. But I think a lot of people, and this might be, and this is me going 4D chest over here, because the worst variation of the pandemic is past us. Every variation after this will be significantly weaker. So the faster we can create those variants, the sooner we can be done with it. So companies have figured out like, okay, how many more people need to be infected or die in order for us to be at a point where it won't affect us anymore? And that's the route they've taken. They've punched the numbers. They've said the strong will be strong, the weak will be weak, but we need to make money. Capitalism is the reason why this is happening, but it sort of speaks to you as an artist. Like, who wants to go stand in the desert, breathe in? Like, I don't know if you've ever been to Coachella. Like, when it takes part in the desert, like you gotta wear a mask. Like, I believe it happens like on the edge somewhere. It's in California, right?
Yeah, I think so.
California or Vegas, one of those places, but it's there. You gotta wear a mask because like you're breathing all this bad stuff, and like when you leave that place, all your clothes and everything is just dinged beyond recognition because it's just no filter. It's already a place like before COVID. It's no excuse why we didn't have COVID before, because people are filthy, and putting them in that situation to be more filthy is just crazy. So like now I'm kind of curious to know, like, will there be any artists that pull out because it's like, well, I don't want to be in a place with a bunch of mouth breathers. Like,
I don't think so. I don't think so. They're gonna get their coins. I don't think so.
Who's headlining it? Who's the Beyonce of this year?
So I think Billie Eilish is headlining it, or she's one of the major acts, and of course she's got beef. No, Kanye has beef with Billie Eilish for no reason. At this point, he's just picking fights to be picking fights with people. And one thing about Billie, she's not going back down. She was like, "Sir, I wasn't even referring to that." So, I
feel like Kanye likes picking on white women, like, cause didn't he do something like that with Taylor Swift once?
Of course. Except Taylor like ran back to the corner with the tail between her legs.
So Billie got a little street in her. I guess her using N-word does come in handy. I'm being petty. All right, so what else about Coachella? Is that it?
Yep, y'all have fun with Coachella.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be there. I'll be at the Warped Tour. There was supposed to be this great emo goth show that had like Fall Out Boy, Matchbox 46.
Yeah, keep them over down. All the people.
I was like, you know what? If there wasn't a pandemic,
I'd be there.
I'd be there. I'd fucking be there. And the only thing, I would have been there, man. Like, I was thinking about it. All right, so what's the last thing you got for us?